All right, Nick, let's talk some Tennessee football. The Volunteers, another round of good news from them. Another addition to a part of this team that I think is probably the strongest part of this team now. I think it's very, very exciting news for Volunteers fans because it's so true, Nick. You really can't get too much of a good thing.
Yeah, Miles, I think you have a really good report that shows how much the Volunteers continue to build their program. They're building off last season, a lot of momentum. And you alluded to the fact you can't have too much of a good thing. And that's why I want Volunteers fans to answer this question in the comment section below. Give us the best position group on the entire Volunteers roster right now. Offensive linemen, kickers, long snappers, defensive backs, whatever it may be, water boys. Let us know what you think the best group on this football program is right now in the comment section below. All right, Miles, what you got? What's the latest out of Knoxville?
Yeah, Nick, it's got to be mascot. Smokey's looking nice lately. It's very regal. Got a little bit gray in his beard. I think he's going to be a true champ this season. But, other than that, it's got to be the quarterback room, Nick. And
Absolutely.
they make another huge acquisition today. Let me pull up the article here. The prospect from Calvary Day School in Savannah, Georgia, chose the Volunteers over offers from Georgia, Michigan State, North Carolina, Florida, Miami, Rutgers, Arkansas, Nick. And that is none other than four-star quarterback Jake, I believe it's Merklinger, something like that. I hope, if you're watching this, I apologize, but it's something along those lines. But he has chosen the Tennessee Volunteers as his stop. Another big-time four-star quarterback recruit coming to this Tennessee locker room. It has Milton, it has Nico, and now you got Merklinger, who there's so much talent in this locker room coming up, Nick. It is going to be very, very interesting going forward to see how all these guys integrate and mesh together because this kid was really, really productive in high school. 6,600 passing yards, 75 touchdowns. He really, really did a whole lot over at Calvary Day. But I think that this is a really good acquisition because Tennessee's kind of becoming a QB powerhouse in college football. What do you think of the addition of Merklinger, Nick?
So one of the things when we always talk about Tennessee football is that it's when it comes down to being successful long term for them, it's about winning what we call the Smoky Mountain Corridor, right? Anyone who's fans of the shows, we mention it all the time. It's upstate South Carolina, it's North Georgia, it's the mountains of Tennessee, the Smoky Mountains, and of course North Carolina. Throw some Kentucky in there too. So Tennessee over the last few years has done a heck of a job really winning and competing at a high level up there with Georgia in those areas. But South Carolina has come out and done a really good job recruiting over the past few years with Beamer as our new head coach as well. So what does Tennessee do? It goes down to the low country. It goes down to Savannah and steals an elite level quarterback prospect. I think from this perspective, this is a way to just stick it right to Beamer, stick it to Clemson, stick it to University of Georgia too, because this is a guy much closer to their backyard. They're able to get him out of that Savannah, bring him out to Knoxville. I think this is a huge steal from them from that perspective because it expands their geographic window in terms of recruiting and forces Georgia, Carolina, Clemson to not just try and harbor in on the Smoky Mountain corridor and try and beat out Tennessee there. It forces them to retreat almost back to their own territory and make sure they shore it up from their perspective. Will once again allow Tennessee to continue to dominate that corridor. So from just a recruiting geographic perspective, I really love this acquisition, especially since it's so early in the recruiting process. It sends a message through all the competitors that Tennessee still has, I should say, a very wide range of recruiting base to get players from.
Yeah, Nick, I think, that we say it. They got to dominate all of the local areas, got to dominate the Smoky Mountain corridor. And Tennessee has done that just here. Going into Georgia's backyard down in Savannah, stealing a high level quarterback prospect out from them, it's got to feel good. It's got to feel good because you are in the SEC together. You're going to be rivaling, and you don't want to face another quarterback on your roster. Is another quarterback you don't have to face, Nick. And I
Great point.
think that's the big thing in Tennessee's game and this hypo offense is high powered offense, great quarterback play. Got to have a guy strong arm, but the offense is kind of set up that if you're a decent quarterback, it's going to be easy to make some plays because it is a very, very productive offense. You're going to put up a lot of numbers. I'll let you look at how well Hinton Hooker did in this offense. So I think these really high level guys that were really productive in high school are going to transfer over very, very well into this Tennessee system and be able to convert and be very successful there. So that's why a guy like Merklinger seems to be like the perfect fit for an offense like this. And I'm really excited to see how they go because Tennessee is looking low-key, like, very, very good, Nick. They're looking really dangerous as far as, like, college football playoff contenders here if they get much better at the quarterback position. Because I think these guys they're adding in could potentially be much, much better than a guy like Hendon Hooker, who a potential Heisman candidate at times was. So this is really exciting if I'm a Tennessee fan. I'm loving what's going on in the quarterback position down in Knoxville, Nick. It is very exciting to see.